Do you dread getting into a relationship because it never works out? Maybe you can't ever find the right person, and when you do, it doesn't seem to flow. Well, while you're busy blaming the world for your problems, have you ever wondered if you're actually the person that is difficult to love? Welcome back, Psychos. Today we'll be talking about 10 signs you're difficult to love. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, as well as click the notification bell so that you never miss a video. Number 1. You don't know how to say sorry. Usually people who are a challenge to love don't know how or when to apologise. Having the ability to apologise and own up for the mistakes you've made is extremely valuable when it comes to a relationship because of the trust and communication associated with letting down your guard. If you're constantly making the other person feel like everything is their fault, either they will begin to believe it, which will take a huge blow to their self-esteem and confidence, or they will see right through the never-ending blame card and will make a run for it. Either way, if you find that you have had a hard time apologising in other life situations, you could have a problem, because in relationships, it doesn't matter if it's your fault or not. If you've hurt the other person, you should say sorry. Number 2. You never compromise. Compromising is one of those selfless attributes to bring to a relationship. If you're unable to meet your partner halfway, it makes it incredibly difficult to plan future goals, and even simple things like where to go for dinner or passing up time with your friends to spend time with them. A lack of ability to compromise calls for arguments and unhappiness. If one partner feels like they're giving up a lot to be with you, but you don't seem to be compliant on the other end, you're probably hard to love. Now, this isn't to say that you should be compromising your independence or self-goals for the other person, but when you're willing to actually be with someone long-term, simple compromises need to happen. Number 3. You're unpredictable. You're hot, then you're cold. You're yes and then you're no. These words of wisdom by Katy Perry herself couldn't be more true when it comes to being a difficult person to love. There's something freeing about being a little mysterious in life, and when it comes to a relationship, you should leave that trait at the door. Relationships require trust and understanding, meaning that each person should have a good idea of where the other person stands in terms of their intentions in the relationship. Having an unpredictable personality can result in the other person having feelings of distrust and constant questioning. This can make it difficult to love because your partner doesn't really know who you are or where you stand in all aspects of the relationship. Number 4. You're unreliable. And with being unpredictable, it soon results in being unreliable. When you rely on someone, you're predicting that they will be there for you. So if you're unpredictable, there is already an energy of uncertainty around your partner depending on you. This is especially difficult during rough times where both partners require support from one another. But unreliability can also be apparent when it comes to simple things like showing up to a date or even telling them how you feel. When your potential other half can't rely on you, it can put a major unneeded stress on the relationship, which that alone can make it considerably challenging to love. As you probably desire this quality in another person, you have to show the same to them. Show that you're dependable and show up. Number 5. You hold on to past events. If you find yourself subconsciously blaming your new partner for mistakes and negative situations that happened to you in the past, it's a sure sign that you're probably struggling to overlook this and love you fully. Now, we get it. Past experiences, especially traumatizing ones, can require years of work to recover, and it's no problem to look for support from your partner during this healing journey. But if you're just laying out your baggage for them to deal with, you aren't going to get anywhere. In fact, this will only further your hurting. When you're holding on to these negative emotions when entering a new relationship, you're not only making it hard on them, but you're making it more difficult on yourself, when it doesn't really have to be that way. It's a major part of self-growth to be able to let things go from your past, and contrarily, holding on to these things is a major part of self-destruction. Number 6. Your emotional walls are impossible to tear down. So maybe you don't hold them accountable for things that happened to you in the past, but if you're hiding behind a big wall of built-up and buried emotions, this can also call for some major difficulties in the relationship. Opening up and becoming vulnerable when entering a new or existing relationship can be difficult, but it's a crucial step for deep connection. In fact, once you start avoiding emotional topics, it can make the other person not as comfortable to open up about themselves, which creates a toxic cycle of feeling judged and an inability to communicate. You have to know someone to truly love them, and this includes all the emotional baggage they carry around with them. So if you find that you're unwilling to open up and let people in, you will probably never be fully loved. And not only that, but you will miss out on the opportunity to finally have the support system that will allow you to put these emotions to rest once and for all. Number 7. You can be self-destructive. Like the old saying goes, you can't love someone until you love yourself. Well, this is also true when it comes to receiving love. If you don't love yourself, then it can become very difficult for someone else to love you. The easiest people to love are the people that are familiar with self-care and self-love, because it doesn't require much from them to the other person. So when you're self-destructive, either mentally with constant doubt and negative self-talk, or physically with substance abuse and unhealthy lifestyle habits, it poses a challenge to potential partners. It's incredibly difficult to turn the switch from self-loathing to self-appreciation because it has taken years of torment to get you to this spot. But it is possible, and you will experience love that's out of this world that you can't get anywhere else. Number 8. You're dishonest. This sign is pretty straightforward. Nobody likes a liar. Being honest will always be better than telling a lie, no matter what the situation is, big or small. Everyone appreciates honesty, even if the truth hurts, because even if you were to tell a small lie and get caught for it, that person's view of you will change forever, and although you may regain their trust, they will always have an underlying skepticism when it comes to asking you to be honest about something. Once there is a lack of trust in a relationship, many other aspects of the relationship will go down with it. Depending on who it is you're with, they could also use this small fib against you in future arguments or, worst case scenario, begin lying to you. And once somebody has something on you, you can be sure that they will struggle to see past that and making you more difficult to love. Number 9. You struggle with overall communication. If you can't openly discuss crucial topics that come with every relationship, then you're probably difficult to love. As we all know by now, communication is crucial to any long-term relationship to flourish and last. If you think about it, that's all a relationship is. Somebody to be there to have an open, judgment-free communication and trust. That's what love is built on. If you find that you avoid difficult topics and disagreements by shutting down and not facing them, they will fester into something that poses much more difficulty down the road for both people. Also, having a lack of openness in terms of your own happiness and satisfaction in the relationship can cause bitter feelings that could easily be resolved by a simple conversation. Finding a comfortable way to articulate and communicate your feelings is crucial in any relationship, romantic or not. So if you aren't willing to practice these personality traits, you may be causing yourself more turmoil by coming off as challenging to love. Number 10. You don't think you deserve to be loved. Lastly, and most relatably to a lot of people, you just don't believe that you deserve it. You should feel entitled to receiving love from everyone who is closest to you in your life. Friends, family, and partners are all willing to give you love. But are you willing to receive it? This is a self-reflecting question that is often overlooked. If you live your life with the constant feeling of unworthiness to be cherished and adored, you can be sure that people around you reflect this. Maybe you play it off thinking that you don't need to be loved, but in reality, you do. Everyone does. It's a primal need that can't be over-trumped by your tough guy ego, so let down your guard and receive the love that's given, because in the end, it might have been that you just weren't willing to accept it. Well, that wraps up today's video, Psychos. According to these 10 signs, do you think you are difficult to love? Let us know in the comments below. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel for more Psycho videos. We hope you learned something, and we'll see you in the next one.